In the last episode, we looked at where Metallica stood at the end of the 1980s. They were one of the biggest metal bands in the world, coming off the success of And Justice for All, but they were also exhausted, creatively boxed in, and facing questions they had never had to answer before. The songs were longer, the structures are more complex, the sound was colder and more clinical. And while Metallica had reached a new level of mainstream visibility, they were struggling with what came next. This video is episode 2 of the 10-part series exploring Metallica, better known as the Black Album. Each episode will focus on a different piece of the puzzle: context, production, songwriting, individual tracks, backlash, and legacy. In this chapter, we're talking about the single most controversial decision Metallica made before recording the album, the decision to bring in Bob Rock. Up to this point, Metallica had worked primarily with producers who took a hands-off approach. The band wrote the songs, the band made the decisions, the producer captured the performance. That system worked, until it didn't. By 1990, Metallica didn't just need someone to record their music, they needed someone who would challenge them. James Hetfield was becoming more aware of vocal phrasing and lyrical clarity. Lars Ulrich was obsessed with drum sound and groove. Kirk Hammett was pushing toward melody and feel rather than pure speed. And what they needed was a producer who cared about song impact, not just aggression. Bob Rock fit that description perfectly. Bob Rock was known for working with bands like Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and The Cult. His records were polished, powerful, and radio-ready. To many Metallica fans, this was a nightmare scenario. Bob Rock represented everything Metallica had once stood against: slick production, mainstream appeal, and commercial success. But Metallica didn't hire Bob Rock to sound like another band. They hired him because he understood how to make heavy music sound massive. Bob Rock believed that heaviness didn't come from speed, it came from weight, space, and groove. That philosophy would immediately clash with Metallica's instincts. From the very beginning, Bob Rock pushed Metallica harder than anyone ever had. He demanded tighter performances. He forced the band to slow down. He'd made them play songs repeatedly until they locked into a groove. James Hetfield, in particular, was challenged in ways he had never experienced. Bob Rock pushed his vocal delivery, insisting on confidence, clarity, and emotional presence. This was not about shouting. It was about control. Lars Ulrich was also put under a microscope. Drum parts were dissected, simplified, and rebuilt to serve the song rather than just be technical flesh. For a band used to complete creative control, it was uncomfortable. At times, it was openly hostile. What Bob Rock understood and what Metallica slowly realized was that they had reached a ceiling with their old approach. They could keep getting faster, they could keep getting more complex, but they would not get bigger. Bob Rock stripped away excess. He questioned every riff, every fill, every arrangement and choice. If something didn't serve the song, it was removed. This was not about selling out, it was about discipline. For the first time, Metallica were forced to hear their music the way a listener would, not the way musicians analyzed it. That shift would define the Black Album. The process was uneasy, tensions rose, tempers flared, egos were challenged, but something else happened as well. Metallica began to reconnect as a band. For all the conflict, Bob Rock treated them like equals. Every instrument mattered, every performance mattered. The goal was not perfection, it was impact. And slowly, Metallica began writing songs that felt heavier than anything they had ever done before, without relying on speed. By bringing in Bob Rock, Metallica didn't just change producers, they changed their entire creative philosophy. In the next episode, we'll look at how that philosophy shaped the songwriting itself, how Metallica learned to use simplicity, repetition, and restraint as weapons, and why the Black Album sounds so different from anything they had done before. Because before the sound could change, the songs had to change. Follow the story from beginning to end. Make sure you check out the playlist linked at the end of the screen. This playlist will include every episode in the Black Album series. I'll be adding new chapters as they are released. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Your support helps the channel grow and allows me to keep making deep dive content like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next chapter.